Alright, what's up you guys? I'm here with the 2003 WWE Pay-Per-View DVD Collection. And this is the first year that they ever did coinciding spines. And I think that's really cool. It's something we've never seen since. And I'll take Insurrection out real quick, just to show you what they look like together. So very nice. I unfortunately don't have the box. I'd like to somehow get the box, because obviously I already have the collection, so I don't need the collection, I just need the box, which I'll plan on getting eventually, I'm sure. So let's get right into it here. First up, we have the Royal Rumble 2003. You have Triple H on the cover there. Very cool Rumble logo. And we have a match listing on here, which is nice. 3-hour and 15-minute runtime. And when it comes to inserts for this year, it's very strange. Some of them have them, some of them don't. It's what I've noticed. So, we have Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. We have Lance Storm and William Regal versus the Dudleys. Triple H versus Scott Steiner. That's a pretty infamous match. Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. Another very famous match. And then you have your Rumble match. And then there's your discard. This one does not include an insert. Like I said, some do and some don't. It's kind of strange. And let me position these a little better. Alright, now we have No Way Out, 2003. We have Triple H versus Scott Steiner 2, just in case you wanted another one. We have Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff. And then, of course, we have the rematch from WrestleMania 18, The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. And more of your match listing here. You have a 6-man tag match. You have Undertaker versus The Big Show. Chris Jericho and Jeff Hardy. Very cool. I'm going to watch this one tonight. Really can't wait to check this one out. We have Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. And this one does not have an insert as well. At this point, if you're going to include that, you might as well just include an insert, right? Alright, next up. This is my favorite pay-per-view of all time. I'm so glad I get to talk about this one finally on my channel. I love this WrestleMania. It's my favorite pay-per-view that they've ever done. WrestleMania 19 from Seattle. And beautiful logo. I've always loved that. And then you get a match listing on the back here. You have some great extras on this. Runtime is 6 hours. And with it, I actually have a piece of ring attire from Kane. And I also have a piece of ring mat from the event as well. Not in here, though. Alright, this one does include your normal little booklet insert. What can you say about this event? It literally has everything for everyone. You have Matt Hardy and Rey Mysterio in a good cruiserweight match. The only thing I do not like is The Undertaker versus Big Show and A-Train. I think that could have been stronger, but it is what it is. You have triple threat tag team titles. You have Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, one of my favorite matches. Triple H and Booker T. Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon. Let me show you the back here. And then you have The Rock and Stone Cold in Stone Cold's final match. You have Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle in a fantastic match. The first of many matches that they've had. This is my favorite WrestleMania, and you could argue it is the greatest between that and 17. Alright, here we have Backlash. You have Goldberg for the first time on pay-per-view against The Rock. And then you have Brock Lesnar and John Cena for the WWE title. Team Angle versus Los Guerreros. Rikishi versus Sean O'Hare with Roddy Piper in his corner. And then Rey Mysterio and The Big Show. And this one does not include an insert. And there's your disc artwork. Alright, we have Judgment Day. And decent cover. And I love how they always did match listings on these. It's great. They also used to give you the year and the date as well, May 18th, 2003. I like how they did that. But a lot going on here. You have Battle Royal for the IC title. Chris Benoit, Rhino, and Spanky versus FBI and John Cena. Scott Steiner and Test versus Le Resistance. Team Angle versus Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri in a good ladder match. Triple H versus Kevin Nash. And then a fatal four-way for the women's title. And then a stretcher match. Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Open it up. No insert. Kind of strange discard there. I don't know if I like that. Very random. Almost looks like a bootleg discard. I don't know. Alright. I'm including this one, Insurrection 2003. It doesn't have the spines. Mostly because it wasn't really that hyped up of a pay-per-view, and it took place in Newcastle, England. I really like this cover. I think this is an amazing cover. And it's not a bad event. You have Rico and Goldust, Jazz versus Trish Stratus, Christian and Booker T, RVD and Kane versus Le Resistance. And then you have a street fight, Triple H versus Kevin Nash. And then you also have a really good highlight reel segment with Chris Jericho and Stone Cold. And there's your discard. Alright, here we have Bad Blood, 2003. This is kind of a continuation of, continuation of Judgment Day. And we have the Dudleys versus Rodney Mack and Christopher Nowinski. Scott Steiner versus Test, Christian and Booker T again. Goldberg versus Chris Jericho. Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair. The Redneck Triathlon. And then you have Hell in a Cell match, Triple H versus Kevin Nash. Yeah, this is only a week before, or a week after Insurrection. And there you go. No insert for this one. I think the later pay-per-views were the ones with inserts. Alright, so we have Vengeance 2003. You have Taker on here, American Badass. I always like the Vengeance pay-per-views. Alright, so we have the closest thing I can have to my dream match, Undertaker versus John Cena. We have Zach Gowen versus Mr. McMahon. You have the APA Invitational, Indecent Proposal match. You have the World's Greatest Tag Team versus Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio. Very good tag team match. I think Rey Mysterio has actually credited that to be his favorite tag team match. And then Brock Lesnar, Big Show, and Kurt Angle in a triple threat match for the WWE title. There's your artwork. There you go. Alright, next up, SummerSlam 2003. I was never the biggest Sable fan. That's just me, though. I was never a Sable fan. Kind of strange artwork on the back here. But we have Zach Gowen versus Matt Hardy. Fatal 4-way for the U.S. title. Le Resistance versus the Dudleys. Shane McMahon versus Eric Bischoff. Undertaker versus A-Train. RVD versus Kane. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar in a WWE title match. And then you have an Elimination Chamber match for the world title. It's a pretty famous match there. Pretty much the Goldberg burial. And let's see. No insert there. I want that box. I really do. Alright. Unforgiven 2003. This was actually in Hershey, PA, which is close to where I live. I used to go to the Giant Center for a lot of WWE events. But we have a 6-man tag match. We have JR and the King versus Coach and Al Snow. Chris Jericho, Christian, and RVD for the IC title. Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton. Shane McMahon versus Kane in a last man standing match. And then Triple H versus Goldberg in a World Heavyweight title match. And then there you go. There's your disc art. Kind of a cool cover. Face Your Fear. Alright, next up, No Mercy, 2003. We have Brock Lesnar on the front there. I always love the No Mercy logo. Love this cover. It's the same picture of... That's the same artwork of his DVD, the Here Comes the Pain DVD. Alright, so we have Kurt Angle versus John Cena, Eddie Guerrero and Big Show, Rey Mysterio versus Tajiri, Chris Benoit and A-Train, Zach Gowen and Matt Hardy again. I love Matt Hardy version 1. I always loved that. And we have I Quit match, Stephanie versus Vince. And here we have our insert. Finally, right? Beautiful disc art. I love that. And then you get a lot of stuff in here. You get a poster of the... screw it. I'll just show you. We have time. We have a poster of the DVD releases for the year. If I can open it. That's pretty cool. I like that. So you get all that stuff right there. You have the Ric Flair one. You have WrestleMania 20. Rise and Fall of WCW. So yeah, that's awesome. I think Rise and Fall of WCW, yeah, that was pretty delayed. Yeah, well, I think that turned into the Rise and Fall of ECW. Yeah, it did. So yeah, that got moved around a bit. But it's cool to see the original plans and everything. Put that in there. Alright. Next up, probably my favorite event, non-WrestleMania of the year, Survivor Series. You have Shane O'Mac on the front there. And then we have Tajiri versus Jamie Noble, the Basham Brothers versus Eddie and Chavo. You have your very good classic Survivor Series matches. I like both of them. You have Shane versus Kane in a Final Encounter ambulance match. Undertaker and Vince McMahon, or Mr. McMahon, in a Buried Alive match. And then Goldberg versus Triple H. You get your insert and your artwork. Very nice. Yeah, I really like this event. I love Survivor Series. And finally, Armageddon 2003, the evolution of the game. Very creative artwork here. I really like this. And then you have backing here. Pretty sure there's an insert. No, there isn't. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just my copy, because they did 2 inserts and then none for this one. So I'm pretty sure it's just my copy. But we have the Tag Team Turmoil match. We have RVD versus Randy Orton, Booker T and Mark Henry, Shawn Michaels and Batista, and then Kane versus Goldberg versus Triple H in a triple threat match. So that did it for the 2003 DVDs. There's your artwork real quick. I hope you guys enjoyed. 2003 is one of my favorite years. Ruthless aggression all the way. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.